Soccer season is back in El Segundo. Hello everyone and welcome inside Hazeltine Field. I'm Miguel DeLeo and we have a great soccer match between the El Segundo Eagles and the Torrance Tartars. Now the Eagles have a brand new season in front of them after a Cinderella run last year, winning not only one CIF title but two CIF championships, and a great, terrific story. They bring back pretty much that whole team. Only one starting senior graduated, 3 seniors in total this team lost, and they also bring back their leading goal scorer from last season, Jack Finders. Now for Torrance, they faced El Segundo in the opening game of last year, and they beat El Segundo 2-0. Should be a good close contest. It's the Eagles and the Tartars next on El Segundo TV. Hello everyone and welcome inside Hazeltine Field. We are just minutes away from the start of tonight's matchup between the Torrance Tartars and the El Segundo Eagles. The captains for the Eagles tonight, Casey Lund and Siren Feeney. And the Eagles, we mentioned, a terrific season, a season that no one predicted, winning not one but 2 CIF championships. We'll get more into that as this match progresses. Torrance last season was 9-12-1, 5-5 in the Pioneer League. They missed the playoffs. Like I mentioned in pregame, these two teams met last year at the start of the season, and it was the Tartars with the advantage, winning 2-0 over El Segundo. Torrance brings a lot of seniors, a lot of returning players as well, just like El Segundo. Only one junior on the roster for the Tartars. Everyone else a senior. The goalies defending for the Torrance Tartars will be number 29, Jet Hayes, the sole junior on the team, And for the Eagles, the keeper will be James Amaral. Amaral weeks away from a pretty good football season. You don't usually see the combo of linebacker and goalie. That's what he plays. Tartars coached by Ryan Burnett, and the El Segundo Eagles coached by Andrew Kelly. Malcolm Holtzman at the center. We are waiting the official start of this match. There's the whistle and underway from Hazeltine Field. A new season, an exciting season if you're an Eagles fan. See how good they play. This can be a scary team. I mentioned a lot of those guys from last year's squad are coming back. First ball out of play, be a throw-in from the Eagles. Jack Finders goes out, defended by Jake Jones. Finders, like I mentioned, the leading goal scorer for the Eagles last year. 13 goals on the season. Tyler Villalobos was second on the team with 11 goals. He graduated. Ito sends it across. Eagles intercepted. Here's Logan. Bogda's pass goes off of Logan and goes out of play. Good field now processed by both teams so far here early on. Got to think the emotion must be running wild for the Eagles after that great season. A lot of the same guys, a lot of expectations. Last year, no one expected them to do what they did. They proved everyone wrong. Can they repeat? That's the big question around here. Torrance threatening. And it's cleared away for the moment by El Segundo. Here's Markham Holtzman. Finders. Boots it away. Holtzman, the closest Eagle there, does get to it. Casey Lunn. Here comes Torrance. Guzman. Kane. Back to Kane. At the corner. Sends it across. No one there. The closest Tartar was Marcellus Rios. He has the ball, plays it inside. Torrance slowing things down. This one goes right into the hands of James Amaral. An easy save for the keeper. James, a big part of that championship run last year. Did a great job in front of the net. Get our first whistle here. The El Segundo ball. Casey Lunn hurries up. They go quick. Sam Twig is there. Goes out of play. Tartar ball. Bogdas. There's Feeney. Sends it back to Sauter. His pass is intercepted. And there's a whistle that's going to be called on El Segundo. Tartars have a lot to prove too. After missing the playoffs last year, they actually have not been to the playoffs since the 2013-2014 season, and they lost in the first round. Threatening here, and it's cleared away by the Eagles. Here's Jack Finders. Of course, Torrance wants to be the one to spoil this party here the Eagles are on. Talked to Coach Scott McCain, assistant coach for the Eagles, before tonight's match, and he told me that what we did last year was great, but now we have to play this season and see how this goes. Both teams having a short preseason. Of course, because all the sports kind of started early this year. Starting with football in the fall. Amaral boots it. Holtzman there. Nice back pass. Back to Holtzman, but just was not there. Logan Pismopoulos gets to it. The Eagles fighting and clawing for the ball. Still a nice battle here up against the closest sideline to us. Nice pass by Lund. Here's Sheps. Sam Twig. Cross. That's Vazina. Two defenders on him. Pass intended for Jack Finders. The Eagles looking good on the attack early on. We'll see which team makes the first mistake. Both have been aggressive so far. 6 minutes into this one. Here's Casey Lunn. A good save by Jet Hayes. First real threat of the match. Well, they actually counted it. It is a goal. So there you go. Casey Lunn will go on the record book for the first goal of the 2018-2019 season. And just like that, we talked about how aggressive the Eagles have been. They strike first, and they lead 1-0. So confusion there from the refs and us up here, and it is a goal. Looked like it was, but there was no signal by the refs. Until it was Scott McCain, the assistant coach, calling out that, hey, that's a goal. It's interesting to see now how Torrance responds, being down early 1-0, and how the Eagles respond, being up early 1-0. 7 minutes into this match. A boot. Good save by Emerald. Marcellus Rios with that shot. Rios had 3 goals last season. Leading goal scorer, top 2 goal scorers for the Tartars graduated. A lot of their goal scorers actually were seniors, and they're not here this season. Someone has to step up. 2 players with 3 goals from last year that are returning, Marcellus Rios and D'Angelo Alva. So we'll see who steps up and who puts the ball in the back of the net this year for Torrance. Here's the throw in by the Tartars. Feeney is there for the Eagles and playing back and forth with the ball. Torrance ends up with, for the moment being. It was a beautiful day here earlier today. Clear skies. Now we got a little bit of a cloud coverage going on here, but still a nice weather for some soccer. It is hot. Could be much worse. Some areas in the country right now experiencing some bad storms. We're lucky we're here in Southern California. This one sent across by the keeper, Jet Hayes, giving up that goal early on. Guzman sends it across. Rios is there. Christoph Charles, big defender for the Eagles, is out. He got hurt during football season in that game against Hawthorne. They expect him to be back before league play. Hopefully that comes to fruition. It's a big part of this team. It was last year. Here's a free kick opportunity. First set piece for the Tartars. 10 minutes have been played so far. Well, Guzman is near the ball, as well as Seamus McCann. Guzman backs off. Here's McCann, sends it in. Casey Lund heads it away. Back to Guzman, though. And El Segundo is not out of trouble yet. This one send in front of Emerald. Manny Medina with the shot. Not enough on that one. Emerald read it all day. Malcolm Holtzman.
What's on? What's on? What's on?
Eagles taking their time, setting it up here. Caden Sheps sent it in. Here's Casey Lund. Boots it! Oh, just a little bit to the right of the keeper. Lund struck early. 6 minutes into the match. A goal that at first wasn't called by the officials and then declared a goal seconds after. Lund had 5 goals last season. Of course, had the game-winning penalty shot in that CIF Regional Championship game against Hesperia. What a dramatic moment that was, the rain falling, the lights here in the stadium on, crowd packed house, and Casey Lund so calm and collected. The Eagles are on a 8-game winning streak dating back to last season. Hard collision there with Logan and Guzman.
Help. Get up when he kicks it. Get up. Push.
Nice boot by Logan, sends it about midfield. Katie Sheps is there. This one off the Tartars. Throw in by the Eagles. The 26-minute mark here in the first half. The Eagles lead 1-0. Here's Casey Lund, the header off the top of the crossbar. Here's a second chance for El Segundo. Jack Finders overshoots it, and it's still 1-0. 2 good opportunities, 2 good looks from the El Segundo Eagles right there. Eagles making Jet Hayes work here today. I mentioned the only junior on this team full of seniors. You can see the confidence in the El Segundo Eagles. More confident that they're playing in here so far. Of course, still early on in the season, but it's such a long season in soccer. It lasts a few months, so. Here the Eagles on the attack once again. Sam Twig gone through some Torrance defenders. Trying to pass it inside. There's Feeney. Has Lund on the wings. Sends it across. Overshot it. Torrance leads this series actually with El Segundo dating back to the 2011-2012 season. They've met 4 times, and Torrance has won 3 of those 4 matches. They met last year, of course. Torrance won 2-0. Then they met in 2014-2015 season. El Segundo won that one 2-1. Then they met the year before, 2013-2014 season. Torrance won that one 1-0, and then the 2011-2012 season, Torrance won offensive shootout 5-4. So in this series, El Segundo has not looked good against Torrance. So far, they have looked good in this match. The Eagles were 8-4-1 last year here at home. Defended Hazeltine Field pretty well. Guzman sends it in, headed, overshot to the right of James Emerald. Quick turnaround for James Emerald from football to soccer. Holtzman sends it out for Twig. Up the wing. Defended by Aaron Garcia. Twig cuts it back inside, sends it across. A shot by Dennis Vizina. It's a little off target. Still have to be happy though if you're Coach Andrew Kelly. The Eagles are getting a lot of good looks so far. More offensive looks than the Tartars. Still though, not let your foot off the gas pedal here, only a 1-goal game. Gallegos sends it for Kang. Good slide tackle by Sierra and Feeney. Throw in. From Gallegos. This will go back the other way. No corners for either team so far. We have played just about 20 minutes here in this first half. Had our first goal at about the 6-minute mark, thanks to Casey Lund. And that's your score. Eagles lead 1-0. There's Holtzman with the header. Good defending by Seamus McCann. Remains Eagles ball. Quick throw in by El Segundo. Hurrying things up here. Torrance with that toss. That was Aaron Garcia. Another set piece here for the Tartars. Gallegos. Ito. Intercepted by Cade Sheps. Look at some of these stat sheets from last season. Torrance didn't score a whole lot of goals compared to El Segundo. Here's Malcolm Holtzman, shoots, score! 2-0 Eagles. Holtzman made it look easy right there. And we have our second goal of the match, 20 minutes into the first half.
Good finish, Malcolm.
Same score as last year. Here's Holtzman with the steal. It's 1-on-4. Gets it taken away. Same score as last year, but different team leading. I see where Torrance Tartars find some offense here. And I mentioned a lot of their goal scorers from last year graduated. Somebody has to step up. That pass behind Gallegos, and Amaral gets there first. Sam Twig across to Jack Finders, heads it from Malcolm Holtzman. Did not get there on time, and it's booted away by Jake Jones. Will remain El Segundo ball. Eagles got new uniforms before the start of today's match. El Segundo rocking the dark blues. Here's another header by Casey Lund, and tapped away as Jet Jays gets in front of it. Jet Hayes, excuse me. Hayes has his working gloves on tonight. We get our first corner of the match. Segundo sends it in, it's headed, but a little bit offside. That's number 24, the only guy we do not have on our roster. I mentioned they got new uniforms right before the match started, so some of these guys switched their jersey numbers. Here's Hayes. Sends it to midfield. Feeney to Holtzman. Defended well by McCann. Holtzman slices through the defense, passes it away. That was for Sam Twig. Sends it across, and the header from Jack Finders does not go. Here's Torrance. Can they clear it away? A little over 16 minutes remaining here in this first half. Torrance is not showing anything on offense. Big boot by Jet Hayes there. Showing his kicking power. Saying Kang. Rios. Rios sends it. Amaral blocks it well. Collision there. Jack Finders on the ground. Seems to be okay. Baltimore will come out for a minute. Andre Hernandez, the sophomore, will check in. Second goal of the match was thanks to Malcolm Holtzman. So we have this 2-0 score. The officials talk with each other there, and they want Jack Finders to come off for a second to get checked out, make sure he's okay. Matt Sauter checks in for the Eagles, number 11. Senior. So we'll see if the Tartars can take advantage of this Eagles team now with Holtzman and Finders, excuse me. Jack Finders out for the moment. Casey Lund's still in there, he's dangerous. Zena. Back up top to Nick Sauter. Saki Ito. Pass intended for Jusang Kong. He's at the wing, just cannot get control of the ball. The Eagles throw it in. Off the chest of Matt Sauter. Your score. 13 minutes remaining here in this first half. El Segundo leads Torrance Tartars. Logan. Twig. Twig back across to Feeney. Now up top, looking for Vizina. Good move by Vizina. There's a shot. Caden Sheps, not enough on it. Jet Hayes covers it up. Pass intercepted, Siren Feeney. Vizina. Torrance coming from behind, trying to take the ball away. They do for the moment. There's Marcellus Rios, sends it for Kang. Kang now one-on-one. More blue jerseys get there. James Emerald perhaps got a piece of it and saves a goal perhaps for the time being. Takanashi. Guzman. Torrance goes the other way. Eagles trying to get to the ball, quick pressure, but Hayes clears it away. Here's Sam Twig. Casey Lund looking for Twig once again. Torrance gets in front of it. So it goes back to Jet Hayes. Vizina. Vizina inside. There's a race to the ball. Sam Twig. 10 minutes, little over 10 minutes now remaining in this first half. Still 2-0. Jet Hayes has to go far to get this ball all the way past the track. Gets his steps in. Des Vizina checks out for the Eagles. Number 3, Seth Thompson, senior, had 1 goal last year, checks in. Hayes clears it off the chest of Casey Lund. Bacchus looking for Rios. Eagles get it back. Here's Finney. Back to Finney. Under 10 minutes. Eagles taking their time with a 2-goal lead. Andre Hernandez cannot hang on there. Torrance has just not been able to get something going here offensively. They haven't been able to get sharp, clean passes. They actually possess a threat here to the Eagles so far in this first half. Of course, things can change in the second half, and only 2-goal lead is not that big of a deal if you're the team trailing. Biggest victory last year for the Tartars was a 7-1 game against Gardena, and then they also beat Redondo 4-0 later on in the season. So they can score, but a lot of young guys that did not score last year, even though they're seniors, young and playing experience. They're on the pitch this year. Those guys that scored last year are not. They've moved on, so somebody has to step up on offense for the Tartars. Here's the second corner for the Eagles, headed away by Torrance. Cleared for the moment. Chusang Kang gets to the ball first. He's got 3 white jerseys in front of him. Sends it, but no one there except James Emerald. Sun is cracking through a little bit here. Still a beautiful late afternoon, especially for November. Caden Shep's pass was to no one. And Jet Hayes is there. He boots it. 7:40 to be exact remaining here in this first half. See if the Tartars put the pressure on a little bit more here as we approach halftime. That one's going to go the other way. No corners for the Tartars, 2 for the Eagles. Two goals also. Offside is Seth Thompson. McCann will take this one. Same as McCann, the captain of the Tartars. Got to get his troops in line here, get something going. 6 minutes and 15 seconds now remaining in this first half. Torrance trails 2-0. That one goes out of play, will remain Eagles ball. Throw in by the Segundo. Oh, and it's another goal from the Eagles. Do they count it? No. They're saying he's offsides. Logan Pismopoulos with the tap in, but it will not count. Looked like this one was going to be over right there. An offsides call as Casey Lund checks out. Abraham Hernandez comes in, number 20. 4 goals last season for Hernandez. Here's King. Torrance threatening. Emerald there looking like a wide receiver. Catching that one and saving a goal. Here's Hernandez to Logan. Sends it across to Hernandez. Torrance just cannot get past this wall of defense that the Eagles are putting up in front of them, which have not been able to get good, clean, crisp passes. And really haven't been able to get good shots on goal. Some have come near Emerald in the net, just nothing really that clean. Aaron Garcia with the throw in for the Tartars. Emerald, a short clear that time. Here's King. The battle up the wing. Oh, Emerald comes out in front of that one. That could have been dangerous as Marcellus Rios was near the ball. That was a good opportunity right there for Torrance. Now 3 minutes exactly remaining here in this first half. They're down 2-0. Will they get something in the back of the net? Or will this be our score going into halftime? Ivan Chizov checks in, number 7. Sam Twig comes out for the Eagles. Here come the Tartars, Takanashi. Cross, miscommunication there by Torrance. Ito was there. Now Jake Jones. Marcellus Rios loses it. Here comes El Segundo. Ball being played here in midfield. Pass is intercepted. Here's Aaron Garcia, under 2 minutes. Garcia sends it across for Kang. Cannot hang on. Here's a shot on goal by Marcellus Rios. It's the back of an eagle. Tartars remain the possessors of the ball, and this one is shot way off by Will Guzman. There's Guzman. Nice pass, but it's intercepted by his counterpart number, Feeney. Oh, Marcellus Rios looking for something inside. No whistle. And Morale clears it away. Torrance last game last year, the end of the season with a loss against West Torrance. 1-0. So looking to get back in the winning side of things again. Of course, brand new season, but still have that in the back of your head, how you ended the season last year. Could not have ended a better season if you're the El Segundo Eagles. And you can see the confidence that they're playing with here today. Caden Sheps. So on the way back to us, but the Eagles get it back. Here's Sheps again. Matt Sauter. Defended well by Gabe Bactes. Here's Logan. Up the wing, in the corner. Soft pass, and it's intercepted by the Tartars. Matt Sauter. Caden Sheps. Cleared by Takanashi. That one goes out of play. And that's going to do it. That's the end of the first half. Your score, the El Segundo Eagles 2, Torrance Tartars 0. We'll be right back with second half action.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hello everyone, and welcome back inside Hazeltine Field. We're just moments away from the start of the second half between the Torrance Tartars and the El Segundo Eagles. If you're just joining us, the Eagles are leading 2-0 over the Tartars, thanks to goals by Casey Lund and Malcolm Holtzman early on in the first half. The Torrance Tartars didn't show a whole lot there, at least on offense. Couldn't get anything going. The Eagles played well so far in the first half. Let's see if they can continue that momentum here in the second half. The starters are back in for the Eagles and the Tartars, although Torrance didn't really sub a whole lot there in the first half. Here we go, second half action underway from Hazeltine Field in the season opener of the 2018-2019 varsity soccer season. Different goalie in for the Eagles. Looks like James Emerald's night is over. Nate Abrams, a junior keeper, in front of the net for the Eagles. In front of the net for the Tartars, they still keep Jet Hayes there. Gave up those 2 goals, and he was getting worked in the first half. Lots of stuff coming at him. Only allowing 2 goals, though. 2 junior keepers in for both squads. And we'll see how that plays out. They've been low-scoring games between the Eagles and the Tartars. The last 4 meetings between these 2 schools. The highest scoring was in 2011 when Torrance played here at El Segundo and won 5-4. So not a whole lot of offense in this series. Eagles had a lot of offense during that playoff run last year. 26 goals scored in the playoffs, allowing 15 goals. That's Cinderella of a run. What are the chances? They played Hesperia twice. Beat them for the CIF Southern section. And then the regional championship. Here's a header, and Hayes gets his hands up. Eagles beat Hesperia 2-0 on the road to win the Southern section title, and then beat Hesperia here at home. It was a 3-3 game that went into overtime and then to penalties. And they won the CIF Regional Championship last season. Here's Casey Lund and Ivan Chizov. Feeney. Back to Casey. Up top to Seth Thompson. Here's Logan on the run. Up at the wing. Thompson sends it across. Intercepted by the Tartars off the foot of Will Guzman. Here's Rios for the Tartars. Lose control. That's an offside call on the Eagles. There's a goal by Logan Pismopoulos late in the first half that was called off due to an offside call. There's Casey to Ivan. Back to Finders. Back to Casey. Aaron Garcia from Torrance coming back the other way. Baktas looking for Rios. Found an El Segundo Eagle. Matt Sauter. Nick Sauter. Both brothers there. Here's Matt to Logan. Malcolm Holtzman had the second goal at the 20-minute mark in the first half. Casey Lunt now with the ball had the first goal, the 6-minute mark for the Eagles. Throw-in by Takanashi. Finds Rios. Rios, a lone white jersey. Could not find success there. Torrance manages to get the ball back. For how long, we don't know, as El Segundo's all over them. Tartars keep possession. Here's a set piece for the Tartars. Will Guzman will take it. There's Guzman, sends it in, right in the hands of Nate Abrams. Abrams getting tested early. The Eagles in their blue jerseys, blue pants, and the Tartars in their white jerseys and white pants. Back to Abrams. Takanashi all over the pitch. Medina sends it right into the hands once again of Nate Abrams. Two quick shots on goal from Torrance, but nothing really doing. This one sent out for Casey Lund. There's too much on it. Too much on that pass from Malcolm Holtzman. Holtzman had 7 goals last season, was 3rd on the team. Has 1 goal. Now he's tied for 1st so far in this young season with Casey Lund, each with a goal. I remember watching Malcolm Holtzman when he was a sophomore. You could tell that kid was very talented, very athletic. And excited to see him now, finally, as a senior. Finders, Thompson, across, and Hayes gets his hands up for the save. Quick throw by Jet Hayes, finds King. Out to Medina. Medina gets Takanashi on the wing, sent inside to Garcia. Medina gets it back. Jake Jones now back to Medina. Torrance slowing it down a bit here. They're the ones trailing. And Garcia can't hang on, goes out. But it was last touched by Seth Thompson. And they'll throw in from the Tartars. Garcia sprinting up the wing, defended by Feeney. Torrance still remain the possessors of the ball. We've played just about 10 minutes here in the second half. Still 2-0 El Segundo over Torrance. Well, Guzman with some power there. Overshot his target. Guzman and Rios have been the attackers for the Tartars today, but just have not been able to get good looks. Only 40 goals scored last year by the Tartars, and they allowed 38. Looking to change it around. Again, a lot of these guys came back for Torrance, just like they did for El Segundo, but not a lot of experience there. Here's Medina. Strikes across. It's Kang. He's been all over the pitch. Feeney for El Segundo the other way. Jack Finders nearest to the ball, but Jet Hayes makes a smart decision to come out in front of it. When I spoke to assistant coach Scott McCain, told me that the goal this season is to win league. They were second in the Ocean League last year with a 7-3 record. Santa Monica was atop the league. They have moved, the Eagles have moved to Jack Finders, and they're going to call him offsides. Much to the dismay of this crowd here tonight in attendance. Yeah, so the Eagles moved 2 divisions up after last season, but the league's still the same. Still going to see the same teams: Beverly Hills, Hawthorne, Santa Monica, Culver City, Lawndale, and that's their goal: win league. And then a step at a time after that in the playoffs. You never know. These guys know all about that. They got in last year and just went on a run, and that's all you have to do. You just have to get in the playoffs. But with the first game of the season here in front of us, the playoffs are a long, long ways away. Gizel inside defenders, back to Yvonne. Cuts inside, nice pass, has Holtzman and Finders there. Holtzman gets it, he splits out. Finders inside, shoots, goes off the back of Jake Jones, and ricochets out. Seth Thompson will go out to chase the ball. 26 minutes remain in this second half. 2-0 score, El Segundo over Torrance. Looking to avenge that loss to the Tartars last season. Here's the third corner from the Eagles. Finders is there. They have life. Sent for Casey Lund, and it's out. 3 corners now for the El Segundo Eagles. 0 for the Tartars in this match. There's a throw in by Takanashi. Back to Takanashi.
Go again, you're okay, you're okay. Nate, time, Nate, time.
Matt Sauter to Feeney. Back to Casey Lund in the center. Headed away by Aaron Garcia, but the Eagles get to it. Seth Thompson there, the first player. Ball goes back to Feeney. Slows it down for a bit. Malcolm Holtzman finds Jack Finders. Finders has Ivan, but it's intercepted by Takanashi. And here come the Tartars the other side. Well, Guzman cannot hang on. His teammate, Gabe Bakatis, gets there. Feeney one-on-one with Masaki Ito. Up the sidelines, that one goes out of play. It will remain Eagles ball. Ivan Chizo comes off, as does Seth Thompson. Sam Twig and Dennis Vizina check in for the Eagles. 23 minutes remaining here in the second half. Here's a race. A tumble, no whistle. Saki Ito gets it out to the wing. That's Kane. Can't hang on. Sam Twig gets it for the Eagles. Torrance get in front of it. They do. Trouble there. Malcolm Holtzman in front of Jet Hayes. Toying with him. That's not a guy you want to play around with. Here's Casey Lund up the sideline. Quick throw in by Matt Sauter. They're going. The Eagles are going even though they're leading. Still 2-0. Fast-paced, up-tempo offense. It's a good style of play, entertaining style of play. Always on the attack. Throw in by the Eagles. Looking for Finders, who's behind him. Zena chased the ball. Now it's Nick Sauter on the chase, as well as Sam Twig, and this one will go back to the keeper, Nate Abrams. This Eagles team is scary, only losing one starter from last year's team. A lot of these guys are back. A lot of these guys with that great playoff and championship experience. And you never know what can happen. It's a long season, but they definitely have the tools in place to have another big run this year. Here's a run by the Tartars. Here's Rios. Nothing doing. Not a good clear by Abrams. Guzman's there. He takes a shot, a soft shot on target. And Nate Abrams gets in front of it. We've played 20 minutes, into the second half. 20 minutes remain. Here's Vizina. Vizina being chased down, sends it in front of the net, and the Tartars kick it away. Dennis Vizina had 2 goals last year as an Eagle. He's a junior. Throw in once again for the Eagles. Headed away by the Tartars, but not out of danger just yet. Finally cleared away by Will Guzman. Here's a chase, a sprint. Jusang Kang shoots, goal! Kang with a beauty. Cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. Kang has been fighting for a goal all match long and gets it with 20 minutes remaining in the match. And we'll see if that sparks a little life into the Tartars. Or will it wake up and just anger the Eagles more? Now in 1-goal game, here's Malcolm Holtzman looking for more. He has a goal here tonight. Holtzman sends it across to KC Lund. He shoots over the target. That Torrance goal kind of woke up this crowd a little bit, and now again you have a 2-goal lead. You're a little more comfortable, a little more relaxed, but now cut in half. It's only a 1-goal game. Now the pressure's back on for the Eagles as well. Here's Lund to Sauter. Nice pass by Guzman to Bactas. Out to the wing to Garcia. Sent inside and intended for Marcelo Rios. Torrance perhaps woke up a little bit here. That shot right in front of Nate Abrams, the junior keeper. Didn't start the game here if you're just joining us. James Amaral in front of the net. And Abrams came in at the start of the second half. Vizina to Holtzman. Holtzman to the right side. Back inside to Vizina. Looking to cut through the defenders. Nice pass. Holtzman shoots. And they don't count it again. Another offside call. Another good opportunity there. You saw the chemistry from Vizina. Nice backwards pass to Malcolm Holtzman. Looked like they were clicking. Sierra and Feeney limping off, and he'll get checked out. Looks to be okay. Kane Sheps checks in for Feeney. We have a little over 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Score now 2-1, El Segundo over Torrance. Torrance was 3-5-1 on road games last season. We mentioned El Segundo's record, 8-4-1 at home. So who gives in here? Under 15 minutes remaining in the second half. A one-goal game. Torrance with a late score from Jusang Kang. This one's going to go the other way. Eagles ball. Here's Vizina, sent across, and Hayes leaps for that one. Nice ball by Hayes. Minutes now remaining here in the second half. One goal game. Torrance woke up late, cut the deficit in half, and see if they can tie it up, or will El Segundo add more to their lead and walk off with a victory here in the season opener for both of these teams. Hayes boots it. Vizina has Malcolm Holtzman in front of him. Can he get to it in time? Cannot. Takanashi will throw it in for the Tartars. Look at the pressure on the Eagles defense. Matt Sauter there. Takanashi throws it in again. Vizina stole it away. Takanashi last touched it. The Eagles ball. Looks like Casey Lund will throw it in. Never mind, they'll switch it up. 24. One player we don't have on our roster. Throws it in. Hayes leaps up and grabs it. Jet Hayes has played better the second half than he did the first. Settling down a little bit more, it looks like. Sam Twigg sends it deep. Intended for Malcolm Holtzman. In midfield, Torrance comes back, but here's a whistle. Stops play. With 10 minutes now remaining. A little over 10 minutes here in the second half left to play.
Hey, win the ball, Blue.
Set piece opportunity for the Tartars. Sent in, intended. Marcellus Rios was right there. Just could not get anything on it. Exactly 10 minutes now remaining in this match in regulation. Here's Baktas, McCann, Rios heads it back. McCann is there. Now Baktas sends it to his right, to Kane. Intercepted. Casey Lund just cannot get there in time. Chet Hayes comes out.
Casey, quick.
Here's a quick toss, and Vizina, backwards pass by Casey Lund through the legs of Malcolm Holtzman, but Vizina is there. Here's Vizina cutting inside. Makes two defenders run into each other. Vizina passes it out to his left. Vizina! No. Looked like it hit not only the back of Adriel Acosta, but also the hand. But no call, no whistle. Now there is one. Coach Ryan Burnett not happy about that call. And yellow being given here to Nick Sauter. First card dished out to this match comes with 8 minutes and 27 seconds in the second half. So a good set piece opportunity, under 10 minutes to play for the Tartars, down 1 goal. Header by Jack Jones goes the other way. That was a good look right there for the Tartars. Just could not capitalize. Nate Abrams, goal kick. Lund to Vizina. Vizina's passed just a little bit too much. Caden Sheps couldn't get to it on time. Here's Rios. Sends it. Nate Abrams is there. Good read on that one. Long throw by Abrams. Up on the sidelines is Sam Twig. Twig cuts it inside. Vizina has a window. Under 7 minutes to play in regulation. Here's McCann. His pass is intercepted and taken away. Sheps, Holtzman, Casey Lund. And goes behind Malcolm Holtzman. Quick throw in by Takanashi. They feel the urgency. Down a goal. Acosta and Jet Hayes. Hayes the one to clear it. Here's Rios. But now taken away by Caden Sheps. Here's Casey Lund. Jake Jones is there. Urgency by both clubs here. Rios chases it down. What a save by Nate Abrams, coming out in front of that one, and a collision with Abrams and Marcelo Rios.
Coach, here's yours. We get a yellow card for asking a question.
Assistant coach Scott McCain given a yellow. And they're still taking a look at Nate Abrams, still down on the pitch. Rios walks off of the collision. That was the guy he collided with. A good save, though, by Abrams, making that decision to come out, get in front of the ball. Seems to be okay. Will still stay in there.
All right, let's go now, Eagles. Pick it up. Couple more minutes. Let's go, boys. Another one.
After a brief stop of play here, we'll back. 4 minutes and 25 seconds now as the clock keeps ticking. Eagles looking for more. 4 minutes left in regulation. Eagles possess the ball, keep possession here. Up 2-1. A little over 3 minutes left. Hayes gets out of net, gets that one. Clears it. Vizina's there, though. 3 Tartars around him. They get the ball. Now they come back. They're looking to tie this one up. Here's Rios. A tangle, though, and a whistle. He's going to go back the other way. Caden Sheps collided with Rios this time. They've had their opportunities this half, played much better. Abrams clears it away. Stays Eagles ball. A little over 2 minutes remaining. A toss in. Here's Malcolm Holtzman. Vizina. Vizina's there. Dennis Vizina sends it for Jack Finders, just cannot connect. 2 minutes now remaining in regulation. 2-1, El Segundo leads over Torrance. Here's a boot over the crossbar. Matt Sauter with that one. Still 2-1 your score. Fourth corner of the match coming up for the Eagles. No corners for the Tartars. Under 2 minutes. Can they add one more to this one? Here's Vizina, sends it in. And Torrance clears it away for the time being. Here's Feeney. Nope, and there's the whistle. The ball will be given right at the S of the El Segundo logo. The officials talking to Marcelo Rios. Hey, Rios earns himself a yellow card. Perhaps too much inquiry about the explanation there of what happened. Felipe Gallegos checks in for Rios, who checks out. Casey Lund. Eagles hungry for one more goal. Jack Finders overshot. Oh, just inches away from the third goal of the evening. Sam Twig just misread it. Close call, and still 2-1 El Segundo over Torrance. Hayes with a goal kick. Eagles get it back. Perhaps another opportunity. Here's Casey Lund. Vazina has Finders in front of him. Light pass. Send across. Holtzman. No. Sauter loses it. Here's Torrance. They're looking to tie it. Seconds remaining. Gallegos gets there. Good defending by 24. Gallego with the throw-in. That's Guzman. To Takanashi. Takanashi to Will Guzman. Guzman across. In the center. Agates. A gentle goal in front of Abrams. Well read by the keeper. Still 2-1. Scoring opportunity watered down by the Eagles. There's the whistle, and that's going to do it. Your final score, El Segundo hangs on to win this one 2-1 over the Torrance Tartars. Quick recap of what just happened. 2 goals by the Eagles. First one, Casey Lund, and the second goal came from Malcolm Holtzman. Late in the second half, Jusang Kang with the goal for the Torrance Tartars, and that brings their score 2-1. The Eagles had 4 corners, 0 for Torrance, and the 2 goals for the Eagles was good enough to start off the season with a victory. We're going to grab some interviews. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, right here on El Segundo TV. Coach, you start the season off with a win. What are some things you liked of how you guys played out there today?
The way we started off the game early, we got the 2 quick goals. That was a great start for us. It was a good team effort across the board. We took both goals rather well. I was unfortunate not to have a third one with the offsides call. And then there in the second half, we kind of had to weather a storm to a certain extent, so we showed character in that regards. Hopefully we avoid situations as such, but it shows that we've got what it takes to, when we get into a battle, to be able to see it out.
What's the message the rest of the season? How do you keep this momentum you guys are on? 9-game winning streak dating back to last season.
It's one of those things of tempering expectations and making sure the boys are focused for every game and making sure that they're not overconfident. So making sure that, hey, this is the start of a new season. It's just like I told them before this game. Everybody's 0 wins, 0 losses. It's across the board, so anything could happen. Everybody thinks that they're going to win the title this year, they're going to win league this year. So we just got to make sure we come out and play as a team and get the result we need.
Awesome. Coach, enjoy the win. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. There you have it. The El Segundo Eagles win this one by a final score of 2-1 over the Torrance Tartars. For Guerdelio and everyone here at El Segundo TV, we'll see you guys next time.